a beautiful day, and I was like, hey Mom, what do you want to do? You want to go for a little drive? Let's go see if we can find the initial point for Oklahoma. Which some of you are like, what in the world is she talking about? Hey everybody, my name is Stacy Hesser and I'm a realtor here in Southern Oklahoma, serving communities like Sulphur, Davis, Ardmore, Marietta, Thackerville, any of the communities just kind of along the I-35 corridor. So for surveyors, we have in my very own backyard, 6 miles west of Davis, the actual initial point for Oklahoma. What this means, what this initial point is a point from which all surveys are conducted. It's basically the point of origin for all of the legal descriptions within the state of Oklahoma, except for the Panhandle. The Panhandle is a little bit different. But I was like, hey, as a realtor, this is kind of cool. I want to go check this out. This has to be some big thing. It wasn't. It was very odd. I don't know how else to describe it, but anyway, so yeah, like I said, I read about this. In Oklahoma, I'm actually using my real estate book, but we use the rectangular survey system, and it is how all of our legal descriptions in Oklahoma are conducted. And in order to do this, you have to have a point within the entire state that you're basically going to branch this out from. So I thought it would be some kind of monument, and I guess it was. I don't know. It was so strange. So I even, I Googled it to see if I could find pictures of it, and I did, but they were like from the 1800s. Anybody think that things have changed a little bit since then? I mean, I don't know. The odder thing about all of it was they always talked about Fort Arbuckle. So I'm like, hey, Fort Arbuckle, this must be some like historical monument then within Oklahoma, because this is the point again from which they decided to create all of our legal descriptions in the state. Yeah, they turned it into a residential subdivision. There's no marker or description, but you can find it on your maps. You can Google Fort Arbuckle and it'll pop up. It's a house. There's just people. There's just a subdivision, and I even caught some teenager a little bit off guard, rolling up in my truck, rolling down my window and being like, hey, I'm not weird, but I was looking for Fort Arbuckle. And he's like, oh yeah, you're here. I was like, okay. He goes, no, it's here. It's what all of we all built on the land for Fort Arbuckle. So I was like, okay. So, anyways, so from this, I knew that this initial point was going to be somewhere around this vicinity, which again, I have no pictures, and the fort is now just kind of a residential area. So we drove out of it and came back out onto the roads, and my mom is all, oh, what's that over there? And I'm like, ooh, that looks like a monument. It's in the middle of somebody's field. There's barbed wire. It's in the middle of the field. I'm like, well, that's strange, but maybe. So I get out of the car. I get scratched because I'm wearing shorts, kind of like an idiot, and there's briars and whatever and branches, and so I try to get up closer to see what this monument is. It's got the little US symbol, and it was for a project. I'm like, nope, that's not it. It was for some water project that was done. And then, so we decided to drive down the road a little bit further to the intersection of Indian Meridian, that is the, I don't know, the latitude. I'm gonna go back to my high school days here. This is the latitude point. And it's actually a road here in Oklahoma that goes, it's on and off all the way from Highway 77, which is where we started off at. And it goes north up towards the city. It doesn't go all the way to the city, but it like stops and starts. Indian Meridian actually exists up in OKC also. But anyways, so we get back out to Highway 77. So we're kind of at the intersection of Indian Meridian and Highway 77. And I'm like, it's gotta be here. This is the only place that really makes sense. This is roughly 6 miles west of Davis, just like all of my instructions say. And I finally see a little sign. It's a little sign. It's extremely beat up. There's luckily the writing on it is embossed, so you could still make out what was on it. And I pull off the road. I get out of the truck. I go over and look at, and lo and behold, this little sign indicates where the actual little cement block is at that has the branding on it. That's it. That was it. The point from which all surveys in the state of Oklahoma branch from is this little cement marker in the ground. That's my story. That's all I've got. That's all I've got. Anyway, I told you it was kind of an odd adventure. I found it. I found it. So mission accomplished. Anyways, I just wanted to take a minute to thank you guys for really working with me to help my page grow and expand and giving me some great views. So please continue to share, like, subscribe, have your friends subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. It really helps promote what I'm trying to bring down here to Southern Oklahoma and the exposure I'm trying to give to our area down here. If you have any questions about any of this, man, please, my information is in the description below. Give me a call. I would love to chat with you and give you some directions on where this little marker is at. I hope you guys are having a great one. Thank you. Bye-bye.